You almost did it again.
I didn't do it. We don't have to talk about it. It's fine.
Oh, you don't...
It's okay.
They see it. It's the opening to the video.
I don't want every video to start like this.
I don't either. Then don't do it.
Man, I'm a victim right now. I have a disease, as you can tell, with these hiccups.
You're afflicted with hiccups? All right, man.
I don't know what happened.
That's the beauty of After the Reaction now. You get to see us raw.
So we shot like a whole podcast before this. Mm-hmm. And I've been editing all day. And usually I don't like to edit when we're shooting. Or like we've been trying not to edit before I shoot. But today's been just kind of a different kind of day. And so I'm really tired, right? And I was like, okay, cool. Only 10 minutes left of the movie. And right at the ending, it became the hardest part. But it's okay. Not here to complain. Only here to laugh. No, but I think to expand upon what you said, it had a slow start, so I was kind of apprehensive a little bit. I'm like, oh, is this going to be one of the Zucker Brother movies that, I don't know, it's like I don't like as much.
It might not land the same way.
But I think, like I said, the set pieces are what really stuck with me.
Yeah. I think, like, this did a great job. It was clearly meant to harken back to, like, 60s war epics, you know?
And, like spy thrillers,
Yeah, spy thrillers, but also war movies, though, too, you know?
100%.
And so, I like how it played with the tropes of, like, those action scenes or those political espionage scenes, but just kind of put their own Zucker Brothers, Jim Abrahams twist to it.
Oh, yeah, the password stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, name white men who are good at basketball or whatever.
Yeah, there are no white men.
Good at basketball. Yeah. But even just like that wide shot when he's in the prison and he's like going through the vents and he comes out the other end.
It's ridiculous. I know there are some like really, really creative comedy set pieces in here.
The bookstore one.
The bookstore is like the knockout one.
I honestly was so impressed by it. It's so amazing to see like how they pulled that off. Because, you know, like you and I are always kind of like talking about like how, oh my god, this is such a silly comedy, but how did they make this whole set piece look so well made? And that's such a great example of like how much work it probably took to set this up, right?
I know, that's the thing. It's like, because as soon as I picked up that they were speaking backwards, I thought that was a joke of like, oh, they're trying to make Swedish sound funny.
And then when I saw the book floating, I was like, is this whole scene backwards?
It takes a second to realize it, and then next thing you know, they're sliding up the pole.
Yeah, so they had multiple things going on with him with the magnifying glass, takes it off, and his eye is actually like that. Yeah. Right? And it's Tarkin, which was so cool to see Peter Cushing in it.
Yeah.
And then they walk, and then there's like the books that they're putting back into the shelf, and then there's the fire pole that they slide up to, and then the last thing is the dog. And so I'm like, all those moving parts to have to like figure that out and do the math. Yeah. And then, like, just amazing.
It's some really clever shit. I mean, I remember, this is kind of random, but just the reverse thing reminds me. You know the YouTuber Make Me Bad 35?
Yes.
I used to watch him when I was young, and he did a video called Reverse World, and it was like his own little art project that he did, where he just did a bunch of creative shots of just playing them backwards. You know, where he like drank water, but the water came out of his mouth and into the cup and shit.
Oh, sure.
And I remember when I was 12, I was like, that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. He also, like, there was a big pile of leaves, and he just threw them. A bunch like that.
Yeah.
So when it plays backwards, all of the leaves kind of suck into his hands, you know?
I know. Isn't that so funny? Like, back then when someone did that on YouTube, it was so sick. And now that's, like, everywhere on TikTok and stuff like that. A big one that I saw, I remember, was, like, when those group of guys by a pool did the Avengers team up thing.
Oh, yeah. That's
a classic.
Yeah.
There's, like, that's an internet classic for sure. But it's so funny how, like, such a simple effect still, like, works.
Yeah. Michel Gondry did a reverse order music video.
Oh, yeah?
I'll pop it up here somewhere, you know, the name of the song or whichever one it is. But it's like split screen of one's playing forward and the other's playing backwards. And slowly they cross over each other where you realize, oh, they're both the same clip.
Oh,
and it's really weird. They do something like that where they play it where you realize, like, oh, shit, wait, those are the exact same things.
God, it's so crazy. So... yeah. You know, back to the movie for a little bit, though. Val Kilmer was fantastic in this. You know, it's a type of thing where, like I said, the dialogue is kind of not the highlight of this movie, which is a surprise because both Airplane, Naked Gun, and Hot Shots have very funny dialogue. Even though they all have visual gags, they have very funny dialogue. This one is a lot more on, like, physicality and, like, just visual gags, and Val Kilmer kills it with that. Like all the shots of him like performing are amazing.
Yeah, he dances really well, and it's like we said earlier in the reaction. Though this is our first time seeing Val Kilmer do like a comedic performance.
I've seen him. I remember that I've seen him do it in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, but that's not like he's playing more of the straight man in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Okay. Yeah.
Because like, I think the thing that's cool about the Zucker brothers and Jim Abraham's comedies is their leading man is usually, besides Leslie Nielsen, obviously, is usually pretty straight edged. You know what I mean? I think of Ted Stryker in Airplane. Like, he also played it pretty straight the same way.
Or like Charlie Sheen in Hot Shots.
Exactly. And so Val Kilmer totally fit the bill. He was kind of a blend of both Charlie Sheen and Ted Stryker.
Yeah, you need someone that's... I guess the formula is you need someone that's like movie star good looking, right? And they play it as straight as possible. And everything around them is going to be funny.
Yeah.
And... that's what they do perfectly. Like, even when he's performing, all the visual gags of the guitar floating off, or just like the microphone stand extending and extending, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's like, and the thing that's
but
cool
he plays it off like it's that this is a natural thing that's happening to him, which is probably really hard to do.
Exactly, yeah. I know, and there's so much, this is obvious, like, you know, we said, but there's so much craftsmanship visually, like, where I'm like, props to the production team or whoever, you know, the PAs, whoever had to build all those props and sets.
It's the awesome. Anal intruder?
The anal intruder, but also, like, when they hug and it, like, crushes the guitar between them. Like, they probably had to build, like, a durable or, like, a crushable guitar that'd be safe.
Yeah.
You know? And it's kind of crazy they pulled it off.
Sometimes I think about, like, how maybe, like, people watching this are like, well, yeah, they're making a movie. Obviously, they built it. Like, you know what I mean? They're just, like, maybe they think that we're overreacting. But I think we say this in every comedy after the reaction, but I think we're growing up, not growing up, but like we're living through an era where like comedies don't get that level of attention. Yeah. And I think that's why Barbie was such a great change of pace, just because it was like, oh my God, this is a broad comedy, but it was given this like whole set and world that was built.
Yeah.
And look, you can put actual great filmmaking into a very silly comedy. Especially for spoof movies, which just aren't made anymore, to see this level of craftsmanship for us is surprising because we don't really see it that often. Also, talking about the guitars crushing between their chests, awkward sex scenes are a huge staple, like I said in these reactions.
What's your favorite awkward sex scene?
Naked Gun, the huge condom.
Okay. It's a toss-up between that and Hot Shots for me. Hot Shots was like...
oh, Hot Shots we laughed super hard.
Hot Shots is still like really fucking funny.
So it's different, right? Hot Shots is like a prolonged, you're seeing the sex in their own way. But Naked Gun is just one joke that lands so fucking hard. These life-size condoms that they're wearing.
I told you about this already, but I'm just kind of acknowledging it for viewers and listeners who watch the Hot Shots reaction. I looked up the scene from 9.5 Weeks that was spoofing. Have you seen it?
No.
Have you watched it since? You should, because you'll get what it's parodying. Mm-hmm. You know, them awkwardly playing with food in front of each other in the fridge. I just want to acknowledge it because we got a lot of comments saying that. That's
sure. That you ended up watching it. Yeah. No, I should check it out.
So we appreciate you guys pointing out these things, you know? We always learn so much about the movies we react to after we post them.
100%. I gotta say, so this was a very, like, close call when it comes to the poll. Mm-hmm. So it was very close from like probably 5% difference between Top Secret and Uncle Buck, the highest two voted.
Yeah.
Like Uncle Buck almost made it. For a second there, I thought it was gonna win. So we have to do Uncle Buck at some point.
Yeah, well, and Team America was in the lead at first when we first launched it too. It was like heavily in the lead, and then it fell behind, and then it was a toss up between those two for a while.
Because usually you and I are kind of just like when I put this poll up, when you put this poll up, and we decided on it, I had this feeling that Top Secret would win because it feels like something our audience would really love.
Sure.
But it was kind of surprising how close it was. And so that's exciting to see that people are so into us doing comedies. It's very clear that people just love watching us laugh.
I mean, honestly, I get so excited by these too. Like,
there are shorter movies.
That's always nice too. That's always the ongoing joke complaint with me.
So like, the fact that Hot Shots was 1:24, this was 1:30, it's always like okay, thank God.
Yeah.
Longer movies can sometimes be harder to do in a long shoot day, but also comedies, especially like comedies, are always more fun. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, they're more fun when they're also just so tight and everything.
Yeah, and I think as well too. Like I get so excited seeing like like real tried and true comedy movies, because like we talked about this, so we don't have to retread it, but so many of them are like blends or kind of like, you know, the guys hanging out types of comedies
nowadays.
Yeah. And
no, listen, I want to make it clear. I love like the Judd Apatow style of comedy. I don't want to trash on Judd Apatow.
Exactly, not at all. But my thing is like I just like being exposed to like I said, like a crafted joke that they planned and put work into.
Yeah,
you know, there is something special about that to me that I connect with more than just an improv joke. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Now, there could be levels of broad comedy that is just so pure that can still be improv when done well, and that's
like Ghostbusters is a great example.
100%. No, but like a great example, like even Ghostbusters is a genre blend, right? But a great example of just a pure comedy that's still very improv is Anchorman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like we recently watched Anchorman, and it was just like it blew our minds. For the same reasons we always gush about comedies in this channel, which is like so much work and so much craftsmanship when it comes to the sets, when it comes to the set pieces.
Yeah.
For stuff that in general just is so fucking dumb. And I'm thinking about the whole bear set piece at the end of Anchorman.
Of course.
Or obviously the big fight with the trident and stuff like that.
Yeah. And there's some insane craftsmanship put in Anchorman for sure. It does a beautiful blend, like you said, of like improv jokes and well-planned, you know, jokes that they worked on.
Yeah, I just think like comedies deserve that level of craftsmanship as much as any other movie.
Yeah.
And I always appreciate when it is done well like that. I think like even the first two Scary movies have that. Like him being rolled up into a weed, like
that's always the joke
weed
we
rolling
cite.
him up.
Yeah.
Well, of course we cited because it's the stuff that they had to build a whole prop where he gets rolled up into a joint. And his hair lights on fire. It's crazy. And they give him Funyuns to calm the thing down.
Yeah, to calm the giant weed monster down.
The weed rolls him up as a joint. It's amazing. I'm like, come on. We gotta recognize this shit for what it is, which is great filmmaking.
Real recognize real, you know?
Yeah. I think it's easy to throw it off to the side, is all I'm saying.
Oh, totally. Yeah, no, I love scary movies, you know, and I think people even appreciated, I think it was in the last after reaction we did for Hot Shots. Mm-hmm. I think there were people that appreciated us pointing out the Scary Movie 1 and 2 were like...
Did we already mention Scary Movie 1
We talked about Scary Movie 1 and 2 a couple times throughout.
Oh, damn. I'm repeating myself now.
No, it's okay. You know.
It's these hiccups, man. They're killing my flow.
They're the hiccups.
I don't have these like original new takes.
They kind of stopped now. I'm pretty sure our listeners of yours forgot you had hiccups right when this started.
It sucks that it stopped immediately with this after the reaction.
I know. They're going to leave comments. Oh, you faked it to keep retention.
Exactly. Oh my god. No. I was trying to hide it, and then eventually you're like, we can't. Guys, he has hiccups. I love like pointing it out.
I know. I thought it would make your life easier too once we start recording. I was like, just own it, dude.
Yeah, I appreciate that, honestly. Yeah, I'm usually pretty like, I gotta stay perfect on camera. You're pretty good at getting me out of that.
Sure. I mean, it's not even like, obviously it's hard to find that balance because it is a show we put on naturally because we're on camera. We can't not feel that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, things are gonna happen. We're just a couple guys watching movies. Guys get hiccups.
Guys get hiccups, man. Let it be known.
Yeah. Guys get hiccups. Gang.
Gang.
Hiccup gang.
The underwater fight was pretty cool.
Oh, that was amazing. Yeah, I know. I hope we get like trivia comments of people saying how they did that.
Yeah, because
if they filmed in like a tank and how they created that set.
Or I could also see in a world where they didn't film in a tank, but they had effects to make the hair look like. But that seems so advanced for a movie that came out what year?
Yeah, wait. What do you mean effects to make the hair?
To make it look like they're underwater?
Oh no, they're straight up underwater. There's no way they could.
Right? That's what I thought
underwater.
Too.
They filmed in clearly like a safe environment, you know, where there must have been a tank or.
But they probably had to shoot like minutes at a time or seconds at a time. Which is wild.
Yeah.
Like how this feels like a huge blank check movie of just like we're gonna get expensive set pieces. Like when did this movie come out? What year? Can you look it up?
Yeah.
Because
84.
84. And then when did Airplane come out?
80.
Okay. So this clearly feels like a movie where like post Airplane we can do what we want. Let's go wild. Let's get let's have crazy set pieces.
I would still like to see Kentucky Fried Movie at some point. I don't know if we'll do a video.
That's the John Landis one, right?
Yeah, but it's still written by them and stuff.
Okay.
And I also would like to see the TV show for, Police Squad or the Naked Gun original.
I'd love to see the Police Squad TV show.
Maybe we'll do a video on that. I don't know. I don't want to tease or give false hopes or whatever.
Yeah, we don't do TV. We've talked about maybe doing TV in the future. We definitely would like to do it.
Yeah.
It's just a lot, But Police Squad is definitely what I want to check out. I'm trying to also think so when it comes to our poll, I don't know if this is a spoof movie, but it's very satirical, obviously. It's we got to do Team America.
Yeah, Team America, definitely.
Yeah, I can't believe. So Team America, Chris has seen.
Well, but I haven't seen all the way through. I've seen bits and pieces of it as a kid.
Okay, so this is your classic viewership method of just I've seen it, I don't remember it.
Yeah, that's pretty much. I know. There's a lot of you see movies as a kid.
Yeah.
I think when I was 12, I had friends that put it on or something like that.
So yeah, you've seen bits and pieces. I haven't seen anything of it. I don't know anything about it. I don't know any of the jokes. The only thing I know is America, fuck yeah, or whatever.
That song. Yeah.
That's it. And so I'm pretty excited. I've heard it's insane.
Yeah, it is pretty insane. From what so I don't remember scenes at all from that movie. I remember iconic jokes. There are certain lines or memes from it that I know.
Okay.
And I won't spoil any of them.
Don't spoil it for me either.
Do not spoil
please.
it for me in the comments, please. But, so it's going to be pretty much a new experience, but with some iconic jokes I'll know ahead of time.
Cool.
It's kind of like Monty Python, how he knew the Black Knight scene. Or something like that.
You knew the Black Knight scene.
Yeah, I remember I even said that.
Oh, okay.
This is the only part I've seen from the movie.
I remember that, yeah. So a lot of comedies still to come for sure.
Yeah.
This has been on the list for a while, actually. Top Secret.
Yeah. We've been wanting to get to this one. It's been recommended to us for a while, especially, I think once we did Naked Gun, I think...
Yeah, it was after Naked Gun. Yeah. That's right. God, Naked Gun.
Seems like a lifetime ago.
For real, it does. And also, I've rewatched that reaction a few times, and it's so good.
We just got a comment, I think today, that said, "I've never laughed so hard at a YouTube video. Great editing, guys."
Aww.
So that's you.
That's really sweet. That's also us, man.
No, that's you.
But I think, okay, so Naked Gun was the hardest I've laughed in a video, with the, O.J. Simpson being folded in the bed.
Hospital bed?
Until Hot Shots, where... Hot Shots became the hardest I've laughed in the video when he was yelling Roy at the photograph.
Lloyd Bridges is yelling at the photo.
Again, I've said this before. By the time this video comes out, Hot Shots has been out for a minute, but I don't think I've laughed that hard at anything. And
I think same.
It was a tour de force performance by Lloyd Bridges. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was every scene he's so funny.
Feeding a handkerchief through his ears and shit.
Looking at the guy that has binoculars, he takes his hands and he's like, oh shit, never mind. He's like, here, read this. My eyes are ceramic.
All right, well, are you good to wrap up?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
So, we'll wrap up there. Thank you guys so much for watching our After the Reaction. Thank you for bearing through my annoying hiccups.
What? I'm sorry?
My annoying hiccups. I really appreciate it. Thank you too much.
It's okay. You want me to do it?
I got it.
It happens. I know. It's been a long day, man.
I got this last part.
All right,
Let's do this. Thank you so much to our patrons for supporting us again and again. We really appreciate it. And last but not least, stay nice, dudes.